If you and your girlfriend are both English and you move to China, your child will be ethnically British and vice versa. But if you continue to raise that child in China, they will speak Chinese and they'll be raised in and be part of Chinese culture. Nationality is where you derive your legal rights from. So the chances are, if your child has a British passport, then that's the nation state that they kind of belong to, if you know what I mean. That's the one they have a right to be in. Now, people always go on, and this is what annoys me about these fascists at the moment, trying to say we're a Christian nation. Well, we might have been 60 years ago, but we definitely aren't now. Because if we were, churches wouldn't be closing because of low attendance. Culture is not a fixed thing. You can't point to it and say, this is what we are, because we're not. Culture is constant and always has. It constantly evolves. It constantly moves. We picked up things from every person that set foot on our soil, every war we've gone on, the soldiers come back, they bring things from abroad. All this stuff, it all affects our culture. Now, when I was a child, people tended to go to church on a Christmas morning. That was the thing that most people did. But even then it was dying. And last time I went to church on a Christmas morning, the last couple of times, there'd been barely 20 people in the church. Whereas when I was a child, the churches were packed. Betjeman wrote an entire poem about Harvest Festival. Read it, and you will see then. You can't have that, darling. I'm so sorry. So that's the point where you cannot point to a moment in time that excludes people and say that's our culture, because it's always this moment in time. So anyone that was born here or brought here very young and has lived in our culture, things that are our culture that people understand. Why are the British so good at singing and football chants? Because the Jesus bangers at school, the school assembly where we all sang that, all things bright and beautiful, and put the oil in my lamp. We all sing those. I mean, technically they're Christian hymns, but we didn't know they were them. We would bang them out. They were good fun. Things like that, Sunday roasts, they've been adopted by virtually everyone that's ever come here. I mean, some people put more spice in them. Going to church, well, that's at an all-time low, isn't it? Because Christianity, as a structure, is going. It's not our culture anymore. Some people still go, most people don't. Having a bit of a whinge about the weather, well, that's part of our culture, isn't it? Because it rains a lot. Oh, well, mustn't grumble. That's part of our culture. Much more part of our culture than waving a sword around and trying to pretend that St. George was an Englishman. So, yeah. But don't go on to this, your blood determines your nationality, because it very much doesn't. And that's going down a route that certain people went through in 1930s, and it didn't end very well for anybody at all.